right. Yeah, back. I guess maybe every Monday becomes the thing. Every Monday becomes the norm. We'll see. Like I said, there's a episode I'm planning to do with someone who I met over Reddit. Trying to do that maybe this week, if not next week, but at some point, hopefully. Just to like really have these long, drawn out conversations with someone who has maybe sort of similar philosophies, but um, can can see, can understand the thoughts where they're at currently, but still, feel and believe that there's more to kind of evolve into. Um, I mean, I think that's what all philosophy is. Should always be continual evolution. Um, just because it makes sense today doesn't mean it will make sense tomorrow. It can make sense tomorrow, but that doesn't mean it will. And on your own responsibility, I believe, is to evolve with the philosophy. Or I said something similar on Reddit to, test your faith. Don't be scared, right? Test your faith. If you really believe in what you believe in, test it. And that's what this episode kind of is. It's um, in my mind. I was saying it's what's more important, the purpose or a purpose. Um, but I don't know. It'll be a good mix of different things. Test the faith. You gotta test your resolve. You gotta test your character. I was thinking about animes yesterday, and like the last one I watched, probably in its full entirety, was Naruto. And it's, I read the manga ahead of time a bit, but going through the storyline and just seeing his, dedication, dedication to the cause, dedication to achieving his goals, seeing the storyline. That's what it is, right? It's supposed to be inspiration. That's all it's supposed to be. It can be just entertainment. It can be just, I'm gonna watch this and fighting scenes. Like growing up, I watched Dragon Ball Z because it was just fighting. I loved it. It was dope. That's all I want as a kid. I don't want to think. I don't need a good storyline. I want to see. I want to see Goku charge up that Kamehameha for like 5 episodes. Cause that's how massive and powerful it's gonna be. That's what I want. That's what I wanted as a child. I grew up, or grew up, excuse me, and I want more. Maybe Outlaw Star was like the next anime I watched in its entirety. That was kind of a gap, or bridged the gap between what I enjoy now versus what I used to enjoy. Outlaw Star is comical. It's big explosions. There's a storyline to it, and that's like one of the main reasons I love anime over American cartoons. Anime gives you a storyline that continues. You grow with the characters. You see their strength. You see their development, and it's a pure story. Versus most American cartoons, where it's just every episode is just a single standalone. Excuse me. You know, maybe occasionally you'll get a part two or to be continued, but you know who the Power Rangers fought on Monday doesn't really matter when it comes to Tuesday. It's the same movement, same trickery. I think about like Jackie Chan adventures a lot. It's the same thing, right? Just fight. Here's a new magic spell I found from this book, and that's it. But anime, it's real. It's life's progression. It takes time to build character. It takes time to build strength. It takes time to tell a story. It takes time to truly understand people and their resolve, right? That's what a lot of villains are. You think about it, right? And anime is very objective. It gives you a fair perspective. It gives you duality. It gives you true duality, right? American cartoons are just good, bad, and then maybe they'll give you a little weak sob story for the villain, but you don't really feel it. You're not really feeling that pain. But anime, yo, it takes you through that journey. It takes you through that journey. It makes you contemplate, like, yo, who do I root for? Who do I really root for? Because everyone has a valid story. Everyone has a valid point. Everyone has a valid origin story. So much to pull from. So I did Outlaw Star originally, and it's cool. Um, excuse me. I gotta edit that. I'll edit that later. In fact, I'll just do it now. At 40. Um, what was it called? Ep 40, episode 40. What are you here for? No, I'll figure it out. I'll really figure it out later. I'm doing too much. Um, but yeah, the story, the character development. Everyone has a reason. Everyone has a purpose. Everyone has not a purpose. That's going too far. Everyone has a reason for why they are the way they are. Just like we all do. And you choose your character based on that. Right? I feel like maybe Street Fighter was like the first thing that kind of introduced me to that. Playing the arcade, and then they give you like a little origin story, right? I think, and I wanna say it was like after you beat the game, like Guile goes back to the USA or whatever. It gives you something. It gives you a little bit more. I still had a fun story. It was a good transition. Then I got into Cowboy Bebop. And both of these were, was it Adult Swim? No, Toonami on Cartoon Network, I believe. These things feel dated and old because I'm just out of touch with regular TV. But yeah, I love Star, man. Excuse me. I mean Cowboy Bebop, and it's changed everything. Cowboy Bebop really changed everything. Really did. And that's a story for another time. But yeah, um, I want different stories now. Right? Like one of the last animes I watched that I really enjoyed was Space Brothers. And just these two older guys, like in their 30s. One, the younger, they both made a goal. Excuse me, they're brothers. They both made a goal to go to space together. The older brother doesn't follow his dream and just ends up in like a corporate job. The younger brother does follow the dream, ends up being an astronaut. So the older brother quits his job, and his goal is to honor that pact that him and his brother made. You see the development. You see him learning. You see him using his own life skills and knowledge to become an astronaut, essentially, right? Yeah. You see the resolve. You see the excuse my stomach, man. Give me some water. You see those moments where you want to give up, but you persevere, you persevere, you persevere. That's the sell, right? We only see the story because they kept going. But that's what it should be for us, essentially, right? I want to know your story because I want you to keep going. I want to hear dope stories. I say this, man. I was just listening to Charles Gambino, That Power, off his first album, Camp. And it's him sharing a story about being at camp and confessing his feelings to this girl that he spent the majority of time with at camp, and just getting like a dead response. It's a dope story. I want to hear those. I want to hear those stories, man. So I love being on Instagram and just seeing people share. I want to know you good. Like I don't follow you just cause good. That's my truth. I want to see you doing good. That's the intro. That's the intro. So yeah, back on back on Reddit. Back on Reddit reading nihilism and pessimism and misanthropy. I don't get people, man. I don't get people. But what are you here for? What really matters to you? Figuring out the purpose of all of this? Or just figuring out your purpose? For self, right? Your purpose reconnects you with society, reconnects you with other people. I think that's the purpose of it. That's what it's supposed to be. But the purpose, it's not realistic at this point in time, right? You're not gonna figure it out. You're not. I'm not. Someone will. It's not you, and it doesn't have to be you. And can you accept that? Can you accept that your individual purpose is more important? Whatever that is. Whatever that is. Right? You get in where you fit in. But you decide where you fit in. That's what it should be, right? That's what it should be. Can you accept self-responsibility, right? That's what it is. Focusing on your purpose, self-responsibility. I said it before, right? I can't know what you want if you don't tell me. You can't know what I want if I don't tell you. I can't treat you a certain way if I don't know how you want to be treated because you've never explained that to me, and vice versa. Right? We gotta be truthful. We gotta honor ourselves. We gotta speak our truths in those moments. Let people know how you feel about the way something was said. Let them know how you feel about a gesture, reply, anything. Let people know. It's fair. Eventually you learn to do it with better language. That's my challenge. That's my challenge. I'm I'm only used to being taught like one certain way as a kid. Early on, you understand that there can be other options. And I'm thinking about, I guess, as being a child, and let's say you live in a two parent household, right? Your mother and your father, or not, well, your parents are gonna approach a situation differently. They're gonna give you, they may give you different advice. They may give you different perspective. But at the end of the day, it's your decision to make. Say you want to go to college. Now, I'll try to I'll try to evolve my ability to use an analogy instead of always saying I'm not good with analogies. So let's say you wanna go to college. Mom says, stay home, stay local. Dad says, go venture out, and not in any relation to gender or maternal, paternal. Just this is how it came to my mind, and I understand that may be that's most likely conditioned to gender stereotypes, I guess. Yeah, but anyway. But in your heart, you have a third option in mind. That's the gray, right? I'm not black and white, right? The world is black and white. I'm gray. I'm gray. And the world is black and white. And the world offers me options, and I choose my options. right? I'm the gray. My individuality is the gray. That's me getting in to where the fuck I fit in. That's what I am. I'm the gray. You're the gray, right? But to you, I'm black or I'm white. Literally, right? Literally and figuratively, right? Literally. And that's how, like, I go through these thoughts and they sound so simple. And grow up in a single parent household. It's just black and white. All I see is me and in my situation, my mother telling me, and maybe that's why I use the analogy. Me wanting to go to Bridgeport, which is like 2 hours away on a train total when I would drive. And my mother is like, stay in New York. It's local, whatever. But still supportive regardless because she worked hard to give me that opportunity. But yeah, you need some duality, man. You need more duality. And I guess those early years of conditioning, or maybe the limit to an understanding duality and understanding the third option of gray, of understanding that you're the gray. It's not me against the world. I understand that mom is going to have a perspective, dad, sister, cousin. Most of my childhood growing up is very singular. For the most part, just me, my sister, my mother. At our core, yeah, singular perspective. I understand it. I've learned it, and I learned how to find my way through it and navigate through it. But I'm aware of it. I understand that there's a lot of conditioning when it comes to that. But it is what it is. I'm grateful for it. It's helped soften me up in certain places, but also harden me. I mean, my niece, right? Everything's just women in my life, man. Just women. And my general belief is that, when we have kids, that I'll have a daughter, and part of me wants to have one. I don't know. A purpose, the purpose. What's more important? Right, because if you figure out the purpose of it all, then your individualized purpose won't matter. Like someone came from the future, right? And was like, yo, bro, don't none of this shit matter. Do whatever the fuck you want. Right? Purpose wouldn't matter to you. You would do whatever the fuck you want. Face the consequences, right? Some of us do that, right? Some of us do whatever we want. Some of us can't live with the consequences of doing what we want. Some of us face the consequences of doing what we want. But excuse me, there's a chase for something. There's a chase for meaning, of understanding, some capacity, whatever it is. It doesn't have to be philosophical. It doesn't have to be sociology based. It could just be internally, right? It could just be, you know what? I just want to have a kid, pass on my genes. That could be that could be your self-defined purpose. I want to spread the news of God and the Lord. That could be your purpose. And I want to send humans to Mars, right? Elon Musk. That's his purpose. It's all self-defined. Although we think they've been imposed and given to us, I say this respectfully to people who have religious beliefs. It's just a choice, like I say. It's all just a choice. Whether it's a conditioned choice, whether it's a choice you unconditioned from, just a choice. You're not special. You're not. You're not. None of us are by default. Nah. Michael Jordan is special because of dedication. Kobe is special because of dedication. Elon Musk, he's special in his right because of dedication. Jay-Z, dedication. Your favorite actress, your favorite artist, favorite musician, favorite YouTube personality, dedication. You wouldn't know them if it wasn't for dedication. I can't remember the last time I found an artist who has less than like maybe 1,000 plays, not even 1,000, like maybe tens of thousand plays on Spotify, right? Like you think about someone like, let's say I put out an album tomorrow, right? Most likely it would just sit there, it would just fucking sit there with less than 10 plays a month, right? Unless it's me listening to it, which I probably wouldn't even do. It's not moving. Because I probably just did it and I left it. I didn't market it. I didn't do any work. I didn't put any resolve, energy toward it. I just did it and said, okay, it's done. I've done my responsibility. That's bullshit. The dedication, the resolve is working at it. Like, all right, I got 10 this month. How do I get 100 next month? You get to choose. You really do. You think you don't have a choice. You think it's just A and B. But you get to choose. You just haven't accepted that you're the gray. You've been conditioned to believe it's you or them. It's the world against me, right? Me against the world. The world is always going to win if you let it. You're outnumbered. You are you are literally outnumbered. The bigger purpose, it will set itself in on its own course. The more we as individuals do what we need to. Think about how much creativity, how much passion, how much I realize happiness doesn't really exist. I don't think anyone can really be happy. Even with money, like if you are happy, then there's some type of disconnection. I think you have with society. Because I think there's pain. There's an awareness of pain, and I mean I'll restructure that as I go along. But there's a level of pain that we all kind of experience, understanding life, the limitations, the oppression. You feel away. You have to feel away. You have to feel away. You have to. It has to pain your heart, right? There's a level of pain in life because of the conditions of the experience, right? I could live with some of the individual crimes. I get it. That people are gonna be people. But the systemic crimes, right? That's what we shouldn't have to live under. But we do. We allow it as a collective, right? I say. We allow it. I lost the thought. I lost the thought. But what if? I guess I'll try to retract this thinking about the individual responsibility, um, our goals, our purpose. Yeah, you make the purpose. You make the purpose. Right? It's gonna flow and shape. You can't control. You have no direct. control over the purpose of it all. Because people are either going to feel it or they aren't. That's the gray, right? Excuse me. I was too hyped up about that gray comment earlier. But that's the black and white, right? Either people are going to feel it or they're not. Can you accept that? Can you accept people just not feeling it? And it's not feeling you, right? Isn't that why we front? Isn't that why we facade? Isn't that why we lie about who we are? Because you want to be accepted. That's the conditioning, right? Truth hurts. It's easy to play make believe. It's easy. Like I say, man, shit is easy. It's easy. But through the process and through the experience, what are you contributing? Talk about social tax. How are you paying your social tax? When you imitate someone else, when you disassociate from yourself and who you are, in the first aspect, I see the other person. I think about them and I think about their power and influence that they can have. They can shape you. I don't want that. I already know who they are. I'm cool. I'm cool. Like I'm cool with one Jay-Z. I'm good with one Jay-Z. Who are you? Like I say, give us you. I want to know you. But you define it. You define it. You should define it. You should own that responsibility. Right? And it's not even like on a base level, right? It's not even it is a difficult responsibility. But on the base level, right? The responsibility is just do your thing, right? Do your thing. Despite, right? I say that I've been saying despite it all, do your thing, man. But it has to be yours. I think I remember going somewhere, some art show, like 2, 3 years ago. I don't remember, 4 years ago. And the scene, I think this is like when Basquiat like really kind of got recognition. Jay-Z was rapping about him. And I guess not recognition, but like modern recognition or cultural, current like pop culture recognition. And just seeing paintings like similar to his style. I don't want to see that shit, man. That shit corny. I want to hear your stories, like I say. I want to hear your stories. Why won't you give yourself up? Under your terms, right? Or you can just rework the game, right? Like the past 2 days, I've just been thinking about, and again, just being on Reddit and looking through posts and all of that. Just why do we listen to these people? Who are you listening to and why? Who are you listening to and why? And why are you listening to them? Yeah. Who told you to listen to them? Where who I guess in general, right? Like, why do you listen to the people you listen to? Like on some real shit. I stopped listening to people. I stopped listening to people on TV a long time ago. right? It's only entertainment, yo, or yo, anything, yo, anything you don't experience firsthand is just entertainment, bro. Like what's real shit. Anything you do not experience firsthand is entertainment. Whether it is a television show, whether it is someone telling you a story, it's just entertainment, man. It's just fucking entertainment. It's real. It happened, but it's not real relative to you. So fuck it. You be mindful of it. You make objective decisions. You make smart choices. But you don't let it be the base for your existence. Like I say, yo, the world isn't as bad. The collective world isn't as bad as the news makes it out to seem, or as social media makes it out to seem. But yeah, there are major events going on in the world where shit are bad for collective groups of people. I think I just read 1 million people facing starvation in Madagascar. You're doing okay, American. You're doing okay. And I understand. Yeah, I know. I know it's bad here. I know it's bad here. I know. Collectively, collectively, man. And relatively, you're doing all right. You, what was the thought? I think in these past few days that people. Oh yeah, don't listen to cowards. I think that's what it was. I may not that may not have been it originally, but yeah, oh yeah. Why are you listening to these people, man? Think about people on social media. People live in fear, man. I can't listen to nobody who lives in fear. Association breeds similarities. So I don't live in fear. I live in preparation. I have nothing to fear because I am prepared. No matter what comes my way, I'm prepared. Again, no matter what comes my way, I'm prepared. Right? That's acceptance. It's difficult. It's a challenge to get to it. I get there. And sometimes I ebb and flow. Sometimes I ain't ready for it. I ain't ready for it. Sometimes I am. Right? Sometimes, yo, sometimes I'm ready for it, man. So, yo, try my best. I could have done more. Try my best. But I'm ready for it. It's funny. I mean, that's how I feel today, right? That's how I feel right now. I'm hyped. I'm arrogant. Like, yeah, fuck it. But that's how I feel right now. You know, like with 3 episodes ago, I said I ain't ready to meet him, right? I wasn't ready for it. But now it's, sometimes I just, it's weird. Like sometimes I'm in a good headspace and I'm like, yeah, you know what, man? Yo, it's out there. It's out there. It's relatively out there. It's alright, right? Sometimes it's like, nah, like there's more to do, and there is more. There's always more. Um, whatever you're consuming, man, it's setting the standard. It's wiring your brain to think and to believe that the world and the entire experience is a certain way. 5,000 years of recorded history. Let me double check. Maybe it was 50,000. But yeah, regardless if it's 5 or 5,000, what is that? 25,000. How's that relative to the entire millennia? Not even millennium. The millions and billions of years of possibility. Small fraction. Very, very small fraction of people doing evil in this world. It just has more monumental effects. But again, instead of going for the right people, we just go at each other. Right? The gray's hiding in the back. The gray's hiding in the back. So as I say, man, through it all, despite what you know, what you learn, what you understand, despite within yourself, right? When you, so I face myself in the mirror. That's one of the exercises I've done, facing myself in the mirror. I used to drink. I'd get drunk. I'd sit in a chair and just look at myself. If I'm by myself, I talk out loud. Disrespectful, all that vile, but also this find my truth, right? Fuck myself up mentally, but also just nurture myself, man. Give myself a little self-love. And it's helped. It's how whenever I'm feeling down and out about whatever, right? Whenever I'm being hard on myself, I'm able to just kind of step back and be like, yo, chill out, bro. Chill out. It's okay, man. It's gonna be okay. Just chill out. I said it before, like sometimes you gotta put your hand on your own shoulder and be like, yo, it's okay. It's okay. Sometimes you gotta tell yourself to chill out. Sometimes you gotta do it. You can't wait for other people, right? I've I've done these exercises because I wanted to. Number one is I just feel like not feel. I wanted to work on myself essentially. I knew there were flaws. I knew there was something off. I knew there was something off. And that was a step. I want to have good, healthy relationships with people. I want to have a good, healthy relationship with myself, family, friends, spouse, kids in the future. That's part of the purpose. Wanting to have kids and and wanting to ensure that I have a good relationship with them, and that I raise healthy kids who feel confident, feel supportive, and feel passionate about this life and whatever they want to make out of it. That's the goal. That's the purpose for me. But those talks, raw talks, right? Because there's truth in all of us. There's some low down, dirty truth in all of us, right? The places our minds go when we do things, right? And again, it's not our fault, right? It's the fucking conditioning. It's the conditioning of thinking that because you made a mistake, you're at fault. It's the condition to thinking that because you don't have certain things, you're at fault or you're not good enough. There's a conditioning to think that your opinion, your feelings supersede other people's when they don't, right? There's the balance. There's that gray that we kind of have to meet at. Solar conditioning, right? So like I said, I always get it. That's why I always say I get it. I get it. I get it's not your fault. But there's a self-responsibility. There's a more that needs to be done. Can't just exist. Can't just be here and think it's all good. Well, it's not good. You can see very clearly that it's not good. Gotta contribute. And you just be relative to what you need to exist. Right? Some of us want the notoriety, the fame, the millions of people. But some of us only need about 1,000. You want it. It feels good. You've seen other people do it. You don't really need it. You're just chasing it because you think that the higher demand means there's increased value. Nah. Like I say, I've said before, 100 people. I think I'd be good. What do you what do you define it as? What do you define the purpose as? That's all I got for now. Um, Kind of short. Yeah. All right. Till next time. Peace.